Hello, I'm Peter and this is the Scottish Flute channel, the channel for all things traditional flute and whistle playing in Scotland. I'm here in Edinburgh for the Edinburgh Flute Fling in 2025 and with me we have Kirsten Allstaff. Welcome Kirsten to the Scottish Flute channel.
Hi Peter, nice to be here. I almost called you Malcolm there. Sorry.
My name is not Malcolm. Yes. Well, I'm glad you got that wrong and not me. That would be even worse. So, Kirsten, for those that don't know, and you should, Kirsten Allstaff is one of the founder members of the Online Academy of Irish Music. She originally, I know, hails from Scotland, and she is in Scotland at the moment, so you count for being on the Scottish Flute channel. Flute players that are in or associated with Scotland.
Yeah.
Good. So, I know a little from the chats we've had over the weekend. But just give us a brief flavour of how you got started.
Well, I played flute in school. I went to high school in Canada. My parents immigrated there for 6 years, and that's really where I got started on the flute in a woodwind band sort of way. Now I did have traditional music at home. My dad plays the accordion and the muti and the guitar, and so I had a kind of musical upbringing, and so then I started using my silver flute music I was learning in school with folk music at home and with sort of family friends. We played Irish music, Scottish music, and yeah, it all came from there really. The first time I heard people playing actual traditional wooden flutes was in Canada at a folk festival, and I was sold. I just wanted to do that.
It just captured your heart.
It really did, yeah. Passion,
Yeah.
And it's been a journey ever since then, like a continual learning journey, yeah.
And so you went to Canada, which was a great experience in itself, and then you came back. Did you come back to Scotland, or did you go to
I came back to Scotland hadn't been to Ireland at all at that stage really. Came back to Dundee for a year, worked in CNAs and Rs and Call.
Oh wow.
Before going on
Where
to
are they
Glasgow. Yeah, neither of them are there. But yeah, then I went to Glasgow where I studied Scottish history and Celtic studies.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And failed my February exams maybe on 2 occasions on results of Celtic connections.
Well, they shouldn't have the exams in February, should they?
Of course not.
It's Celtic studies for goodness sake.
Yeah, that's my thinking of it.
So you obviously you did some studying in history.
And a lot of playing.
And a lot of playing.
Yeah.
Well, Glasgow is a great place to.
Yeah, at the time there was Irish sessions and there was Scottish sessions. I loved going into Babbity Bousters. I think it was on a Sunday night for Scottish tunes. I remember it was Mike Berry, Claire McLaughlin, great fiddle player. And then on the Friday we'd go to the Victoria Bar for like Irish, the Vicky. Irish music, and Sharkies in the Garbles on the Monday night. Jimmy McHugh used to play there every Monday, and his sons, and it was great. Jimmy used to always make room for me to come and sit beside him, and I was really spoiled for choice in Glasgow, and so many older players were encouraging and offered me advice and teaching and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So in your formal studies, you didn't study music as such?
Not at that point. No, I did. I did music as my third subject. But I didn't go on. So in the last 2 years, it was a joint honours I chose to do in the history. The music was very classical, and I was only studying the theory of it.
Right.
And it was hardcore. I actually loved it. I had the background in it from school, which was very good music education. But no, I decided not to go on with analysing like 50-page scores.
Well, I suppose it's good training, but training for what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when I got to Ireland after I graduated, I went to Ireland because I got to do an Erasmus in my final year, and I went to Trinity, Dublin.
Right.
It was
Yes.
just brilliant.
Yeah.
Although I did get a call from my supervisor in week 7 asking where I was and was I actually in Trinity. I was just playing a lot of music. And then when I actually went back to Dublin, I did a short little course. It wasn't a degree course, it was like a higher education course in traditional music in Ballyfermot in Dublin. It's it's a college of further education, and I got to learn with Paul McGrattan, fabulous flute player. He did all the teaching, so whether you were banjo, guitar, whatever, Paul led the classes, so I was fortunate because he was a flute player. And
Okay, so was that you then permanently in Ireland? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from 1 year, I returned. I decided I'd had enough of Ireland, and I had this PhD funding, and I was learning Gaelic at the time, and I got a chance to go to Sulmarostic for a year to do the Curse of Cumish, and I loved it so much over there, and I thought, this is me, I'm not going back to Ireland, I'm in Scotland for good. But then I kind of met my husband who was based in Ireland, and I ended up returning to Ireland once more.
You returned to Ireland for love.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, there are no finer reasons for doing that. Yes. Excellent. So where are you based in Ireland now?
In Doolin, which is in Northwest County Clare. It's an area that's very well known for music. There was a flute player, Michael Russell, who passed away in the 90s, and he was the most open, sort of generous, amazing player, and he gave Doolin a name for welcoming musicians.
Okay.
So there's a lot of music in Doolin.
Good. So I'm really interested in how did the idea for the OAIM come about?
Yeah, well, after Ballyfermot College of Education, I did go down to University Limerick, where I did a master's degree in traditional music performance. And
was that with Niall?
With Niall Keegan,
Yes.
Which was great, a really amazing experience. And I got to study alongside other flute players who were, we learned so much from each other. I remember Murray Crawliff was in my year, Magella Bartley, Mick McCabe and myself, and we played so much together, and I learned so much of these flute players as well as Niall. And visiting tutors. But I stayed on after. I was doing a bit of lecturing, a bit of this, that and the other in the department, and I got I did actually start doing a PhD, which didn't end. But
it's still ongoing then.
That's okay. Well, actually no, but
Okay.
I did do so 16 years ago, maybe it was 17 years ago, I did the first online teaching program on the music department at UL, and it was on traveller music studies. So it really got me thinking of how I could maybe do the similar thing for music. All I wanted to do really was play the flute, and I really did enjoy teaching flute and whistle. At the time, then by that time maybe I had a young baby, and we didn't want to stay in Limerick. We were staying on an estate in Limerick, which was just a bit rough, and we wanted to move west. So we did that, and I started teaching online. We started to formulate our own online academy then.
Okay, and what sort of year would that have been?
When we started to formulate it, it would have been 2008. Now, I don't think it went live till, I'm not sure, it was 2009 or 2010.
Okay. Because looking the times that I've looked at it over the past few years, it seemed very fully formed and a lot of great ideas and great innovations going on in the teaching side of it. And group work, remote group work is always tricky.
Yeah, we have a couple of really good, actually we've got a brand new feature which is quite exciting at the moment. We have a dedicated Facebook page just for our subscribers, and we give them a tune challenge a week to go and learn, and then what they do is they go and post up within the group, so it's a really safe space, you know, it's not being shared outside the group, and they can comment on each other's tune playing and give each other advice, so it's a real sort of community thing. It's going quite well.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I liked, I took some inspiration from some of your videos on that you put out on the big groups. You put out a tune and you put all the videos together, and you've got, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like 50 people.
Well, there was during COVID. I mean, I think we got 50 or 60 people submitting the videos. Now that was a lot of work to put together.
I know. I tried to copy that on a smaller scale, but during COVID when I was teaching.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it kind of dropped off, but we still do that, but maybe not every month. Maybe for Christmas, St. Patrick's Day. Yeah.
So what would you say are the standout features of OAIM?
The play along backing tracks. I think that's a really good one. We've got a library now of maybe 600.
Oh, wow, 600. I thought you were going to say 60 there.
Yeah, 600. And a lot of the well-known tunes. And you can choose your speed. You can choose your instrumentation. And you can play along, and it just makes practicing a bit more enjoyable. And it's all about keeping your practice, keeping engaged with it, and finding new aids to help you sort of stay on the track. So I do think that's a good one. I know that some of our users who've been with us for a while, they really do like the community side of it, and being able to sort of talk to each other and see each other play on the Facebook page.
Yes, I mean, it's always difficult going from a classroom scenario where everybody sees everybody and everyone can hear everybody to an online piece, which I found was, as a tutor, that was really quite difficult because I would set it up so that they could all hear me, but I couldn't hear them, and it's very difficult to give feedback at that point. Yeah.
It is. It's very difficult because you're not getting feedback either.
Yeah. And, unless you pick on people and go, no, you play it and everybody's going to listen to you.
Yeah. But you can't really, I mean, I'll say, you can't beat one-on-one for tuition or for face-to-face, even in a group.
But no, so how many courses do you have online now? I'm avoiding a specific question here. Sorry.
How many courses do we have online? Oh gosh, I don't know. I can tell you how many tutors we have.
Okay, yeah.
I think we've got over 30 tutors.
Okay, yeah. So that's probably across.
I'd say we have over 60 courses.
20 instruments.
14 instruments.
14 instruments.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So
something for everyone, pretty much.
Yeah, we try. We've got a lot of beginner material.
Yeah.
We just did like a brand new complete beginner whistle course with Maria Nicoliffe. She's a very clear teacher, and it's like it can't be easy enough. Nobody's got an excuse not to do that when it's really just so simple. And we have a great beginner flute course as well, Steph Jeremiah. And there's about 30 lessons there, and she really does, talk about all the problems that a beginner might have in flute.
Yeah.
So,
Steph was across for the Stonehaven Folk Festival a couple of years ago, before I started interviewing people. So I didn't catch her that time, but she ran a great workshop as well.
Yeah, she's a very good player and teacher. Yeah.
So I should mention that Kirsten was here teaching at the Edinburgh Flute Fling, and the first time we've had you across, and we've done first time we've done an extra session on a Sunday as well. So how did you find it?
I actually really enjoyed it. It was good to get everybody playing. It was good to hear, like we were doing a bit of session work and how to approach session playing and stuff, and it's just really nice to see and hear so many flute players in Scotland playing Scottish music.
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly had. This is the 11th year of flute playing.
Wow.
Aberdeen has had a strong contingent for the last few years, thanks to Kenny Haddon.
Yeah.
Primarily, and it's nice to see Gordon having a good impact in Edinburgh as well.
Yeah.
And then the people have been travelling. Some people, Joel came from Sweden to come here, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So anyway, what else do you get involved apart from that? OAIM thing.
I mean, I wouldn't be involved in so much anymore. Like when I was younger, I played a lot more. I played a lot more sessions. I did a lot more gigs. Played with a lot of dance shows. At the moment, and also doing recordings and stuff like that.
Well, you've got 2 albums in?
I do, yeah.
Yes.
I find myself playing a lot with singers and songwriters, and I'll be playing at Doolin Folk Festival coming up in next month with a great, it's turned into a 6-piece band. It was Starla, it's a couple of singers and guitarists. They do ballads to newly composed songs and playing flute with them, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, so you're still keeping your hand in?
Yeah, we had a gig there a couple of weeks ago, which was fun. Yeah.
And what about the future then? Where do you see yourself going, and what are your dreams, I suppose, for your playing, and also for the OAIM? Where is it going to go?
Well, I really want to, hopefully in this coming year, I want to do a new recording. It's been about 4 or 5 years since I released 4/4. But this one, I actually want to do most of the work myself. You know, I've been dabbling the past year or a good bit with just with Logic and microphones and preamps and all that stuff that I've never had any interest in before. But what really, I love the idea of taking my time doing a recording and being able to scrap something and start it again and do something at midnight if I want, rather than say 10 o'clock in the morning in the studio. So that's I'm going to be acquiring some new skills. I'm actually going up to Inverness next week to spend a couple of days with Barry Reid on another project, as in just one of my projects, and going to get some skills off him for just mixing.
Yes, okay. But that whole side of things, I think, has opened up a lot in terms of being able to use your computer at home and a decent microphone and a decent bit of software. And you can do so much with that. Yeah. So that's good. So what about the OAIM then? Where is it heading?
Well, we're going to continue to make content. That's kind of what we do best. And
Have you got the spread of instruments that you wanted to get?
Yeah, I mean, we actually get asked a lot for ukulele. Maybe we'll look at doing ukulele course.
Well, it's become very popular.
Yes,
But you cover all the basics. So you've got the flute, obviously, whistle, and fiddle, guitar, accordion, clarsach.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Concertina.
Concertina
is very popular.
Yeah.
Especially in County Clare.
No. So here's a question then on concertinas.
Yeah.
Anglo or English?
Well, Ireland is all Anglo.
It's all Anglo.
It's funny, Anglo and English, and they both kind of
yes, they both mean English. Yes.
I've never come across an English concertina in County Clare.
Okay.
I'm sure there are some.
This is just my ignorance, but
Yeah.
so the Anglo, it's a different note in and
Push
out.
and pulls different notes, whereas
Yeah,
English
it's the
is.
same note. Yes, it was
Yeah.
English I had to go at once, and that fried my brain.
Oh, really?
Well, the sequential notes are on different sides, so you have to think with both hands at once.
Do you know, my son, he's 16, he's a great concertina player, but honestly, it's so, I think, I'll probably get shot for saying this, but
We can edit it.
I think it's really easy. I mean, like, you get instant tone production, you're sitting there with your instrument, and you press the button, and you get a perfect A. Intonation, 10 out of 10. Volume, 10 out of 10. This is just a big difference.
You wanted the challenge. There you go.
Yeah, well, it is a challenge. And it does keep us very healthy with our lungs.
Indeed, yes, yes. I had to go at the fiddle once as well.
That's a challenge.
I played guitar and mandolin instruments as well, so I thought, this will be a doddle. I knew I was out of tune all the time, and it annoyed me, but I could never. It took me 3 months to get the intonation where I thought it ought to be.
But it's very similar. I mean, people don't say about flute is a fretless instrument, and as is a fiddle. Like we know, we can bend the notes. We have to continually be fixing or tuning as we play, and it's muscle memory in the embouchure as opposed to sort of in the fingers.
Yes. No, that's a good way of putting it. Now, I've listened to you all weekend, but I haven't sat right next to you in a small room full of hard surfaces. You've got a great tone there. I'm very loud, but it might partially be the room, but
Yeah.
I don't normally ask questions after the playing, but I might swap around. But so, what is it? What's the key features of your tone production that you think are the biggest impact?
I have
Just give me the top 7.
tone production. I know somebody asked me this actually in class. I was thinking I didn't know this. Why is your tone so strong? I mean, it is years of playing, but it actually came to me. I mean, my teaching method when I have it, and I used to do a lot of group classes, one-on-one classes, and my teaching method is by ear, again, and again, phrase by phrase, notes by notes, joining phrases, back and forth, and when you're doing that amount of playing, it actually really helps your tone. So maybe if you're in a place as a flute player where maybe you can find somebody to teach and you can play tunes that way. I've also done lots of exercises at a certain stage. I mean, for bringing out Lodi, I think when you're playing, especially Irish traditional music, I don't know if the same can be said for the Scottish music, but bringing out the low notes and maybe holding back a bit on some of the high notes.
That was interesting. You said that the other day, yesterday. I think you said that, and it's certainly true. It's. You feel like you've got to turn that whole thing on its head because naturally the higher notes are easier to get a nice loud tone, and the low notes are difficult to get a loud tone.
Yeah, we tend to soar over the high notes in our comfort zone, and then when it goes low, we might just go to a whisper, and we just want to change that around.
And whose flutes are you playing these days?
Well, this is an E-flat flute. I've had it for many years, probably about 20 years. It's a Grinter. And I love it. It just works so well. I rarely actually get the chance to play it. It was great to play at the concert on Friday, and great to play the E-flat for a change.
Yeah.
And the D flute I'm playing at the moment is a Lejeune. It's based on a Riddle and Rose, and it's a crocus wood. I'm enjoying that.
Are you into flute collecting?
No.
It's interesting because like Callum Stewart has one flute.
Yes.
I just have this one, and it's the way I want it, and it's perfect, and that's his thing.
I've always been like that, But having said that, now I'm probably a good bit older than Callum. I've never met Callum. I have great regrets about selling flutes.
Oh, wow.
I probably had to sell them at the time. Financially, I only could have one, but I only need one flute, except for any flat. That doesn't count. Because you can only play one flute, you can only really get to know, so there's no point in keeping hold of them. And so I'd be very quick to sell on if I got a new flute. And I regret that. I miss, there's a couple of flutes in there that I really miss. Yeah.
Well, this one is sounding phenomenal up close, and the other one from the concert that night was sounding.
Oh, that was the same one.
That was certainly quite. So you played everything in flat.
No, I just in classic. I played no D flute.
Yeah.
So.
Well, okay. What about a tune?
Yeah.
Or tunes, whatever you feel. So Kirsten just subjected her class to around the room, everybody play a jig one after the other, and then a reel one after the other, and now this is my revenge. So play 57 reels.
Okay. I'll just play you a jig, maybe two.
Okay. Yeah.
The first one is the Holly Bush, and we'll see if we get onto the Glasgow Glass.
Thank you very much for being here. The whole weekend has been fantastic, and thank you for taking the time to chat with me today.
It was a pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah.